Hello everyone.
Hello.
How are you?
Hi.
All right. We're just going to spend few sessions in this class because we have a big activity in that one. So then we're going to move back to the spacious one. Yeah. Look at the faces. You know, people are sad already. Cheer up for God's sake. Yeah. Put a smile in the faces. Come on. Oh my God. Right. Okay. So how's life? Is that good? Oh, you need a chair? Alright, come on. Please. Come on, put it there. Right. Okay, wait. I'll place it there. Okay, ladies and gentlemen, now let me check on you on some of the things that you've done. I think I asked you to do a couple of pieces of homework, right?
Yes.
Yeah? Did you do that?
No.
No. Well, probably yes. No, we didn't do anything. Thank you, guys. That's really a good start for this course. The question is why? We didn't get the tracks.
Yeah.
No, it's on the Facebook group. How many of you joined it? I think we've got it done. Thank you. Thank you so much. Can you keep this in my office, please? Guys, have you joined the group?
Yes.
Okay. Everybody joined the group?
Yes.
No. Okay. Let me just explain to you what that means. Here we go a minute. Okay. Right. Now, apart from that, okay. Okay. Housewife. What's the housewife? Okay, I'm just gonna show you where to go, how to go, and all this thing. Is that clear to you, guys? That's clear, right? It's way better. Right. Okay. So, if you go to our Facebook page, there's Sky Education Academy. You just go there. And obviously you have to like the page first of all, so you can join the groups. You know all these technicalities, right, guys? Do you know these technicalities? Yes. And you say yes or no. How can I tell, you know? I can't be in your mind from that. Alright, okay. If you go over there, groups, yeah? And there is a dedicated group for IELTS people, whereby, there we go, guys, right? Here you have 225 members. It contains some of the past IELTS candidates here and the new ones. So you can always exchange experiences and all this. So if you can just join us there, yeah. And this group is mainly dedicated for IELTS issues. I believe that all the tracks have been uploaded for you here. Exit. Oh, that will do. Thank you. Okay. Here we got the links, guys, for the tracks. I'm sure some of you have downloaded them, right?
Yes.
Yeah. All you have to do is download them to get the tracks for the homework thing that I give you guys, right? It's a good technology just to really not to use flash memories and all this. It's all there. And join us here. If you got any questions and all that, I check this group every now and then to answer your queries. In case I didn't tap in and answer your question, come along here and raise it up for me so I can really answer your question. Is that clear for you? Yes. So I urge every single one of you, please guys, to join this because we can always post interesting stuff on there. All right. Okay. Hi, Ola. How are you? All right, Ola. I think is there any space in there? No space at all. No, that's okay. Ola, can you sit on this one? Just pull it sideways and it should be alright. As I said, guys, sorry about this room, but we're going to use it for a couple of more sessions and that's it. Okay, right, apart from that, I think I also asked you to do some, this kind of 1 full hour listening on the daily basis.
Yeah.
Yeah? Anybody did that?
Yes.
Okay, let's exchange some experiences here, guys, right? Okay, your name was?
Tasneem.
Tasneem, yes, Tasneem. What have you done over there?
I listened some news about Trump.
Donald Trump. Okay, is that your favorite character? Okay, good. So what have you heard about him? I mean, what did you learn about him? You followed some news, you said, right? You said you followed some news.
Yeah.
Okay. How long did you, follow this news for?
About half an hour.
Half an hour, non-stop?
Non-stop.
Okay. So you kept listening, just listening, right?
Yeah,
Okay.
just listening.
How much of this tasneem did you understand?
70%.
Oh, that's really nice. That's a fantastic start. What was that? CNN or BBC or what? BBC News?
Yeah.
Okay, that's really good. That's really good. Did you do this once only?
Yeah.
I didn't do any more. That's
No.
it. Okay, you didn't like it.
Not that, but I don't have much time.
Okay. Don't you go to work and come back to university or whatever? Just plug in, download stuff on your mobile and plug it in. Yeah. Just enjoy listening to this. But that's a good start, Tasneem. Excellent, wonderful. Anybody else, guys, did the listening thing? Yes, please.
I listened to TEDx.
TEDx is great.
1 hour.
A 1 full hour.
Yeah.
Wow, non-stop?
No, yes, no.
Yes, no. Okay. Okay.
I thought only 10 minutes, not more.
10 minutes.
Yes.
Okay. But you just did another 10, so the total is 1 hour. It's not
Yeah.
1 hour in one shot.
Yeah.
Okay, that's not bad at all. What did you listen to? Can you just remember?
Some session about the workouts and how
Workouts, yeah? Just like physical exercise?
and how much it's better for pain and for life and for stress.
For stress.
How
That's
can
right.
apply the stress and
To be reduce the stress
Yeah.
levels and all that. And how much of this did you understand? Sorry, your name was?
Ola.
Ola. Yeah. Every time I forget somebody's name, I say Ola, right? Okay. I have so many Olas here. A fantastic class. I didn't realize. Do you know that we have another Ola here? Hi, Ola. How are you? We have 4 Olas. Now we have 5. That's really great. Fantastic. So, Ola, how much did you understand of the whole thing?
I think up to 60%.
Six-
I think
60+%. That's
Yeah.
absolutely wonderful for a start. Excellent. Wonderful. Anybody else did this? Yes, please.
I watch a series of Breaking Bad.
Breaking
It's a
Breaking Bad?
Yes.
Okay. That's the series, eh? Okay.
Series.
Is that like where people break up and all this?
No, it's a cooking.
Cooking. Oh, right. Interesting. Right?
I was watching it with subtitles, but
Arabic subtitle.
Yes, but in this time.
Oh, no way.
In this time.
I'm gonna have to kill you now. This time you did no subtitles.
Subtitles.
You've taken the decision. You want to be honest with yourself, and you're not gonna. Right? Okay, I like that. How much of it did you understand? 30%. Okay, that's It means this is quite hard for you.
Yes.
I would rather choose something else, right? Shall I show you something here, guys? You can always follow up on a regular basis. So it's all right. Keep sitting where you are. Okay, I'm just gonna show you something very interesting. Anybody tapped into the BBC radio thing?
Yes.
Yeah? Did you try it?
Yes.
Really? Okay. Your name was Ahmed. What did you do with that one?
Historical Chinese articles.
Chinese articles? You read Chinese?
Historical one.
I'm not interested in reading here. I said you're gonna have to listen.
Yeah.
You did listen? You did listen to radio
Yeah.
shows? All right.
Historical one. But it talks about an emperor.
An emperor. Yeah.
It was great, and compared between him and Donald Trump.
Oh, great. What's that, guys? You know, Donald Trump, like, showing off everything. Okay, you have other things to do in life, guys, apart from Donald Trump. It's really good. Okay, how much did you, for how long did you listen to?
Half an hour.
It's half an hour.
Yeah.
Careful, not half. Half an hour.
Yeah.
Okay, non-stop.
Yeah. But
Perfect.
it was really speedy and
Was rather quickly, right?
Quickly, yeah.
Okay, guys. Now, what you can do? Think. That's really good. But how much did you understand of it?
Half.
Half of it, 50%. You said, right? Okay. Guys, this is one of the best resources for the so-called passive listening that I told you about. Remember what passive listening exercise was? Okay, let me explain. That was at the very end of first session, so people were off and didn't listen to me there.
Yeah.
Right, okay, let me tell you what that is. Just plug in your ears, anything to do with English. Just let people talk and you listen, without you needing to interact with us, right? Without you needing to put any effort in trying to understand it. Just let it go, let it flow into your ears. Do you understand this, guys?
Yeah.
This is the so-called passive listening. I mean, you listen without any interactivity from your side. Now this is very important because it improves the comprehension level unconsciously. Yeah? It really works. It works like magic. to be honest. This website is so wonderful. It's so lively and vibrant. It always on the update kind of thing in here. Now, if you can see, can you see that, guys? Here you have the channels. You have about 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. You have 18 channels in there, right? You can choose any. I normally go for BBC 4, BBC 4 Plus. They are so they have a wide variety of topics that you can really tap into. Now, if you don't want to go there and start searching for your favorite area of listening, you can always go to categories, and you have like comedy, drama, music, and all this. I mean, if you go to comedy, mind you, British comedy is not that really kind of yeah, but once you got the gist of it, or you know, get your head around it, it's really good. That's Radio 1 comedy, and you know, you have like 4 episodes there. The Hull and Back, I don't know what that is. Sounds like really interesting. Winston, what's that? Winston Churchill thing? I don't know. What's that? The Boring Talks. Sounds really interesting one. I mean, I would rather go for the ones with a high number of episodes, right? This means that it's a very kind of vibrant kind of thing. So you can just go there and look at this. This is about 13 minutes and it's downloadable, right? Yeah. You can download so many of those and just like put them on your mobile phone and plug them into your ears and just listen. All I'm saying is listen, listen, listen. That's all you need to do. Yeah? If you're not into the comedy thing, let's say that you love music for all sorts of reasons, you can just go there. This is wonderful there. And I think they have live shows too, right? This is music. This is about anything you can always think of. And also, by the way, this is Composer of the Week. This is really nice. This is part of the British culture or the English culture. I shouldn't say the British, the English culture, which is very much IELTS. IELTS is about testing how much you know about those people's culture. So if you really tap into their culture deeply, you can really enjoy IELTS. It's not going to be a test, it's going to be a really nice, easy journey for you. Trust me. So the more you immerse yourself into these kinds of things, the more you get the best out of it. Trust me, yeah? So, there is plenty of those here. Now, do you find this useful?
Yeah.
Yes.
Right, okay. Anyways, okay. And you can always go to live shows. I mean, if I can take you there again. There is always live, I mean, let me just choose BBC 4 here for you. Is that loading? Yeah, it is. There's live talk shows all the time. Live. So you can always listen to those people going on. This is the Listen Live. Brain of Britain. Oh, that is so interesting. I'd rather just like tap into here. I think this is talking about, you know, people's brains in Britain. I mean, the genetic, possibly, structure. Sounds like it here. I don't know. Obviously, I don't have a great sound in my speakers, but this really goes. Once this goes live, you know, you can just. No, I didn't mean that. No, play from start. Yeah. Although it's live.
BBC News at 3 o'clock.
Oh, that's
Theresa
news.
May has promised to ensure that many more homes are built in England. She said young people will...
It's always good also to update yourself on the news. You know why? Because in the speaking test, you can always tap into pieces of their news. And that would make a great impression on the examiner side. This tells them that you really know a thing or two about the place that you want to possibly spend some of your life in, right? Yeah. That would be a big plus. So I wouldn't just stop it. I would just listen to some of it. I don't know what's going on here.
The plant derives its name from the Latin for rock breaker.
See the way they go? They derive their name from the rock breaker, right? Instead of saying derive their name from rock breaker. Yeah? This is the music in what they do. I'm not going to spoil it for you guys. I'm going to leave it for you. But again, if you want to listen live, if you have a lot of internet thing in here, you can just do anything you want. It's one of the best places that I was very much into when I was in the UK, guys. I kept listening to these things like, you know, for ages. just to get to the level where I am in, right? I came back in 2009, guys. It's been about now 10 years, yeah? But I kept my language alive because I keep listening to these people, yeah? Otherwise, it's just, if you don't use it, you lose it, ladies and gentlemen, right? You lose it. Start speaking English in a Syrian manner. Because this is a very important thing, and I don't know what's going on in this. You don't want to do that. You want to do it the British or the original way. So you really have to definitely keep listening. The key to success in listening, eyes listening, and eyes speaking, is to listen to tons of English. Is that clear?
Yes.
Yeah, all right. Do you like this?
Yes.
You don't have to say yes if you don't.
Try it.
From darling. That's one source. Yes, go ahead.
Question, please.
Yeah, go ahead.
While I'm listening to this news, how can I get sure I'm listening to I'm hearing the right words? Well, while I'm watching a movie, I prefer to download the subtitle, the English subtitle.
Okay, I see what you're saying. I see what you're saying. What you're saying is, if you want to have a good start, some people like to see the script. Do you know the script?
Yes.
The words. So let me show you something a little more interesting. If you go to the 6 Minutes BBC, okay, that's the website, BBC Learning English 6 Minutes. I am also gonna try and send you those links on the, okay, I can do it possibly right now. Send you those links to onto the IELTS group, Sky IELTS group, right?
Yeah.
You can always tap into there and all this. So, look at this, guys. This is a bit more kind of a softer, kind of for easier level. This is intermediate level. I mean, it's not intermediate in the sense of it's too intermediate. It's upper intermediate, yeah? Now, what's this talking about? Can you have a look? What does that say? So what do you expect to find there?
Just 6 minutes.
Just 6 minutes of English, right? It's episodes or audio tracks that go for 6 minutes. But the beauty about it is that it's so much of a nice content. Look at that. I mean, the rise of, what's that? Drones. Oh, nice. Well, this is high-tech thing. Transport of the future. Oh, love it. A dry journey, yeah? Somebody doesn't like to drink. Rise of the machines. What's in a name? People's name. I don't know. Swimming like a mermaid. Oh, nice. Right, okay. I don't know. Topics are so variant. Look at this. Ooh. Is man flu real? They're questioning if we have this disease now. I don't know. Are we lying about it? I don't know. I mean, let's check one of those things in here. Let me check this. What's in the name? I don't know. And by the way, each week you have one of those uploaded for you, so it's always on the move, if you like. Now, let me show you what that is. Now, can you see this tab in here? It says download PDF, right? So I'm just gonna open it up. And there's the audio here. Now, to answer your question, it is. Oops. Okay. That's the script, basically. What people say, literally, yeah? And the beautiful thing about it is that you've got some words highlighted for you. Let me just take, look at that. For instance, media name, or for instance, I don't know, double-barreled or whatever. I mean, throughout the conversation, they will be posing new words for you, yeah? And better, if you scroll down a bit, look at that. Oh, wonderful. Okay, here you go. I've got the new words in here already for you. Yeah, can you see that?
Yes.
So, median name, a woman's family's name, I don't know, before she's married. Oh, nice. Double-barreled. Two names that are joined by a hyphen. I don't know. What is that? What's that? Oh yeah, I can't read it, I don't know. Bias, wear the trousers. A person in a marriage or partnership who has a control and makes decisions for both people. I don't know. Yeah, you know, things like this. Possibly this is not a very interesting one, but let me choose you a different one. But my point is that you can always choose the. Let's choose that. Oh, That sounds really interesting. Look at that. It sounds like a bullet there. Are we gonna be in one of those soon? You can possibly take it from Hijaz to Zabadani in no time, right? Okay. Oh, love it. What's that? I don't know. It's
kind of futuristic trains, I think.
Is it? Sounds like it. But I'm so intrigued in getting to know what's that all about. Yeah. And you can always play the audio. The audio here is so low, and the voice and the sound there is not really good. But you can always play it, and you have this there for you. Whoops. There we go. Now, first thing you could do is to check the vocabulary.
6 Minute English
from BBC Learning English.
Let me just stop it for a second. Whoops. No.
Hello, I'm Rob, and this is 6 Minute English.
I'll see you later, Rob. No worries. No interest in him. So first thing you can do is possibly check the new words. Automation. What's that? Commonplace. Sorry. Commonplace. Oh, can't read it. Vacuum. Right? Okay. You can always prototype. This is a wonderful word. The first version of something which can be tested before it's produced on in large quantities. Yeah. Prototype. You can learn some of those words. I'm not saying that you learn all of them. You can learn some of them. Start listening to the thing. And if you really are not really sure about this, you can follow the speaker here. But I don't recommend it. Yeah? I don't recommend it on a long-term basis, but you can start with it. In case you want to know exactly what words have been used and all that. Now, let's say that you come across a new word that you don't know. Let's say that you come across, I don't know, the word priority. I know that people know this. You can always go for an English dictionary. Have you tried this, guys? Oxford Dictionary, online.
Google Translator.
Google Translator is the worst thing you can ever use. I'm not saying that if you use it in an English manner, but Google Translator is to translate, not to. It's not a dictionary. So never, ever use Google Translate at this stage of your lives, guys. It's going to destroy your English forever. Yeah. Why? Because at this level, guys, you should never ever use English being translated to your own mother tongue, or Arabic in this case, right? You should actually translate English into English. So you need to use English thing. So let's say that I don't know the meaning of the word priority for some reason. Get it there, plug it in, and look it up. There we go, guys. There we go. And you can always have it pronounced.
Priority.
Yep, it's good. So don't have to worry about phonics or anything stupid like this. I can't read. You know these kind of Latin letters that are just tell you how to pronounce the word? I find this the most hideous thing you can ever do. You have to learn a new language to pronounce English. So I don't want to do that. All you have to do is just press that.
Priority.
And you get it. And the beautiful thing about it is that you got examples here. So, got the word, got it in English format, job done. Got it?
Yeah.
So, for now, you have two resources. You have the 6 Minutes BBC, which I would very much recommend people to listen to on a daily basis. I would do possibly one of those BBCs, and I'll tap into the BBC radio. That would be a very good kind of interaction with this thing in there. Wonderful topics, absolutely up to date, and some of them sounds really bizarre. Why do you buy when you are sad? I don't know, this is ladies' question here, possibly. Ladies, they like to do some shopping. Having a row or asking for directions, I don't know. Uniforms, the wonders of hair. Yeah, I've seen so many of those people in the UK. It's just like, they're all hair. There's no human being, it's all hair. Right, okay. And look at this one too. Don't want to spend too much time on that, but look at this one. The emoji thing, I think. I don't know, this is not responding to me. Here we go. Laughing could kill you. Really? I don't know. Does that mean that I have to cry all the time? I don't know. It's so much of an interesting thing. And the beautiful thing about these topics is that they normally invite people from academia, people from, to interview people on the street, have like brand new people's opinions. It's so nice and easy. Do you like that?
Yeah.
Now you have two main resources for this 1 full hour of listening on a daily basis. If I can switch those on. Hi guys, welcome back. It's been a long time, hasn't it? Ladies and gentlemen, this 1 full hour of listening on a daily basis, there are 2 main resources that I recommend for the time being. There is the 6 minutes BBC, and there is the so 6 minutes BBC. Try and do 1 a day, yeah? I feel like I'm doing I don't know, a recipe. Take 1 pill every day in the morning, yeah, whatever. Okay, and the other one is, are you with me, guys?
Yes.
Are you with me or against me?
Yeah.
Of course against me? I hate you. Right. BBC Radio. Try and listen to at least half an hour of this, right? Choose drama, music, comedy, any stuff. Yeah? Now this is important to boost your level in listening skills, right? To boost your listening skills. You're gonna have to really boost that, ladies and gentlemen. This is coupled with listening techniques that we learn in IELTS technique, I mean. And that should easily produce you the wonderful 7 that we are looking for, 7+. Yeah? Our main target, guys, in IELTS is to target this, to have 7+ out of 9, yeah? 7 out of 9, 7+. I mean 7, 7.5 or even 8. And we've had so many of our students getting there, no problem whatsoever. Do you know why I target the 7? Because once you get this, you can really open up door gates, heaven's gates, to all sorts of scholarships around the world. And all universities around the world will say yes to you. They will not ask you for, they will not give you like a conditional offer, assuming that, or that you have to possibly, if you get like 6 or 6.5, top universities in the world will say, no, you're going to have to improve your English a bit. You got to get to the 7 level, and then you can get unconditional offer, right? But if you score 7 or more, you are so much welcome for the majority of scholarships. The vast majority of scholarships. Why not? Work hard. Get that. Good. Was that good, guys? Yeah. It's a lot of talking, but don't mind me. I haven't heard anything from you, but I don't know how much you're going to get there. But I'm going to keep nagging on you guys and you doing this, right? Okay? Right. Okay. Good. So, shall we do some exercising? Yes. Before we go there, how many of you did the homework, guys? Not bad for a start. Okay. For those who haven't done, please now go to the Sky IELTS thing and join in and get the audio tracks and all this. Any problems that you may have faced on that one, guys?
No.
No problems? Spelling problems. Okay. Right. Any other problems?
Speed of the
Ah.
audio.
Okay. Wait a minute. So if you have a problem in spelling, we're gonna start something very interesting today. We're gonna start working on our vocabulary. We have to really try and polish our background in vocabulary. And this involves learning new words and involves doing some spelling exercises. Yeah? That's number 1. And if you have a problem with the speed of speech, this means that you need more training. And you need this. Definitely. Yeah? And you have to bear with yourselves, guys. This is a building block process. It's not like you flick the switch and you become perfect in English. Never happened. Yeah? You have to bear with yourself. It's like building blocks. Step by step. Accumulation of knowledge. Got it? Yes. Okay, so shall we do some exercises now, guys? Yeah? Alright, can I borrow this? Ladies and gentlemen, I'd like you to go now to, what is that? Let's go to page 12, please. Page 12 on your focus books, please. You know what I'm talking about here? Focus books. Yeah, everybody got that, right? No, that's the skills book, possibly, is it? No, that's the right one. No, sorry. The right one. Yeah, everybody got that book? Yeah? Anybody missing this book? If you're missing it, just share it with your friend, if you don't mind. Okay, no, I'm going to give it back to you. It's alright, yeah? It's all yours now. Okay, ladies and gentlemen. Now, before I get down to the exercise itself and trying to talk about and take you through the details, I'd like you to remind me of the main techniques that we've covered last time. Yep. So, what have we covered last time? Okay. Alright, we have the multiple choice type of question. Now we have 2 types of question. Multiple choice and gaps. Thank you. Right. And so what do I have here? Keywords. Definitely. We have a question and we have the options. Yep. First thing you need to do is to keyword the question. because you'll be given some time by the examiner. Do you feel warm, guys? Do you feel warm? It's a bit warm. Okay. Do you mind if I switch this on? Alright, okay. Right, okay. You keyword the question, and because that's the time you're going to be given by the examiner, and then the examiner is going to go on and on and on and on, and you have to pick up the right answer as the guy goes. Now, I picked up the keywords. Obviously, for those who joined us today, guys, don't worry about it. We're gonna do this in practice, so don't worry about it. Pick up the keywords. Next, listen carefully, right? And as the guy goes about your keywords, you're gonna have to go and check your options. One of the best techniques that we've learned last time, guys, that was the intonation is good, but the cross and check. So you cross as you go and check as you go. Don't wait for the speaker to be done with the conversation and then choose your answers. Do it as you go, as he goes or she goes. Is that okay? Yes. Right. Now there is this generic technique. Yes, go ahead, Ahmed.
Is he go one by one?
No. The speaker. That's a very good question. Look, this is question 1. This is question 2, question 3, etc. The good thing about IELTS listening is that examiners go through the questions in order, but not through the options in order. They could go about this, then jump over that. Or they could go about this and mention nothing about this or nothing about that. Right? So it's so random when it comes to options, but not random when it comes to the questions. The questions are done in order, but their options are not. That's a very good question here. Is that alright? Yeah. Okay, cool. And what was I mentioning? Okay, there we go. There was this thing about tone, I think, right? Yeah. People told me that. Okay. Remember the very short audio that I played when the radio thing was going on? It was just like going up, right? Rock brains, right? For instance. Now, when the speaker goes up in tone, I mean, this is the intonation thing. He or she normally is trying to bring your attention to the answer that you are looking for. Tones are very important. I mean, intonation in this case. So, there is another thing that we learned last time. Remember the overall tone? Can you remember that, guys? What's going on here, guys? Can you remember that? Yes. Alright, this is the overall tone of the speech. The guy was talking about fresh fruit last time, right? Or fresh food. He was quite negative about it, yeah? You can overall tone can either be negative or positive about something. Now, why do we need to really take care of this? Because sometimes the speaker uses words or phrases that you have never ever heard of. So start losing them. So instead of losing them completely, you're gonna have to really keep an eye on the tone, overall tone. So you can be a little closer to the correct answer without you understanding every single word of what he says. Is that okay, guys? Okay. This is all, we're trying to be a little smart about it, yeah? We're just going smart about, unknown zones in the listening thing. That's all we're trying to do. So far so good? Is that too much? Right, okay. Finally, when it comes to gaps. Okay, so normally you have a sentence and you have a gap somewhere. So what was the technique, ladies and gentlemen?
Good guess.
You can have a good guess, but before you guess, you're going to have to possibly highlight the words or words that are grammatically connected to the gap. Grammatically connected to the gap, yeah? And this can be judged by looking into the sentence itself. Okay, now when I have the word picked up, I'm going to have a guess about what am I supposed to find in the gap. Okay? Gaps are all about highlighting the keyword that is connected to the gap and guessing as you go. And we're going to do this right now. Any questions? So, shall we do this in application? So, on to page 12, please. On to page 12. Okay, now, as you can see, there are so many questions in there. There are questions, 10 questions. Right to the bottom of page 12, please. Right to the bottom of it. Okay. Now, can I ask you to keyword me question number 1, please?
Diet.
Thank you. It's the word diet. Yeah? Are you following me? Yeah. The word diet. Why is it the word diet that's the central word?
Because the adjective of the diet. is
Okay.
the-
What do you expect thinking? What do you expect to find in the gap for the word diet?
Just diet, healthy.
No calories.
Kind of food.
Yeah, that's the word that you've highlighted. You can also highlight the word eat. Yeah? So you're gonna have to eat something to do with the diet. That's a noun. So I'm expecting to find an adjective related that relates to this noun. So it must be like healthy, must be good, must be any adjective that relates to the word diet. That's exactly what I'm looking for. Would you like to try this first? See how it goes? All right. Okay, so let's try.
Unit 2. Focus on listening 2. Healthy eating. Section 2. You'll hear a short talk about healthy eating. First, look at questions 1 to 10.
Obviously, we don't want to do that. We've just had a look at question 1. So let's skip it.
And answer questions 1 to 10.
I think that's all I need to say at this stage by way of an introduction to the college. But just to round off the morning, we can turn to something different, a subject which I think is close to most people's hearts: food. So let me introduce Linda Golding, the college welfare officer. Linda.
Thank you. Hello, everyone. Yes, I'm here to say a few words about healthy eating. And the first thing I want to emphasize is the importance of a balanced diet. The right balance is vitally important for health, both mental and physical, especially when you're studying hard or under stress.
Balance, correct. Wonderful. So the answer is would the answer be balance or balanced?
Balance.
Balanced, correct, because that must be an adjective to the word diet. Remember what I told you guys when we met first time? So this is gonna train you on how to pick up pieces of important information as you listen to a lengthy lecture, right? So in the lecture, you'll be having like handouts. You know handouts, like notes? So you're gonna have to focus on the things that you wanna hear and pick up. And that is how you do it. Yeah? Obviously you don't have to fill in the gaps in the lecture, but it's a way to tell you how to find your piece of information that you're looking for. No, balance, you can't say balanced diet. That would be noun plus noun. You can't have two nouns back to back in English, wrong. You can have an adjective and a noun. That's it.
So if I wrote it as balance, would
Wrong.
I lose the
Yeah,
grammar?
I'm afraid. Yeah, that's the kind of piece of bad news in IELTS listening which I didn't want to say, but there you go. You pushed me to do that. If you say that, guys, it's going to go wrong because you have to use the word balanced. If you misspell the word balance, you know what misspell means?
Yeah.
Let's say I said E instead of A. Right, okay, that goes. Sorry about it. What about start? Ahmed, you should keep your mouth shut, I think, instead of asking me questions. That's right, that's okay. Is that okay, guys? That's one of the bad facts about IELTS listening. If you misspell it, you lose it. Everything just goes with the wind. Okay, so how about that you keyword me the rest, two more questions please. Gap number 2 and gap number 3. Can you keyword them for me? No, just keyword them, and I'll give you a chance to. Wait. It's just highlight them. Okay. Now, may I ask you please, guys, to highlight the keyword this way. I mean, just draw a big circle like this around the keywords. Do not underline them, or just look at them. Do you know why? Because if I do this, I mean, if I say the word eat here, and eat there, which one is more eye-catching? No, which one is more eye-catching? This one. That's visual help. Because it's a paper-based test, so you're going to have to make the most of the paper that we've got. Yeah? So use visuals. Just do something interesting here. Right? That's it. So, and I would not leave the word unhighlighted. I mean, the word or words that are central. I would not leave them like this, because if you do this, you will be relying too much on your short memory. Yeah, I mean short memory, the memory that you keep running as you listen to things, write things and all that. If you use your short memory too much or too heavily, so by the end of the listening test you will be rather exhausted. Because after listening you have the reading test, you have to have a fresh mind. Yeah? You don't want to use memories in the IELTS, guys. You're going to have to use visuals to help you go through the test effectively. Yeah? Okay, so let's check the gap number 1. Sorry, gap number 2. What's the key word for gap number 2?
Sugar.
More sugar, right? You see that? So what do I expect to find? Where's my graphs at that? Guys, let's see that. Alright, can you dictate me the thing? So there's the sentence and the gap there, and there's the word more sugar, right? Yes. Okay, now what do I expect to find in this gap? A noun?
A noun.
Okay, a noun, possibly quantity, anything, right? It's about quantity of sugar, right? Yeah. Possibly. Something to do with the quantity of sugar. That's what you should keep in mind. Cool, and what about the next one? Fresh fruit. Okay, if you look into it, it says it's all right. It says fresh fruit and vegetables. Gap. Servings. Servings, and you know whatever. Yeah. So, I mean, what is? Excuse me. What's the word that is connected grammatically to your gap in 3? What's the word? It's the word servings, right? Because you have a gap and servings. So it must be, it's servings. Yeah? Must be some kind of a number to this servings. And some people might ask themselves, what's servings? I don't know, something plural. Yeah? You don't have to really worry too much about it. It's something plural of some kind. I don't know. You know the word serve, servings, you know? Things that you possibly have. Be careful in listening. Never, never, never use your mind to translate things. You don't have time for that. Yeah? If you say, okay, servings, where is there serving? What's the word serving? Let me check my Google thing right now. You don't have this in the test. No. So you're going to have to use your mind. You're going to have to be smart, ladies and gentlemen, about words. Okay, shall we try this? Any questions? Alright, let's go. Gap number 2.
I know it's tempting to eat a lot of snacks and takeouts, but remember that they tend to contain a lot of sugar and fat, and we eat too much sugar. Did you know that in Europe and the USA, we're eating about 20 times as much sugar as we did in 1800? Shocking, isn't it? And also 5 times as much fat. No wonder there's been a huge increase in heart disease and other illnesses in the West.
Okay, now she's given us a couple of quantities, right? Yeah. So what's the quantity that is related to sugar? What was that? 20 times. Yes. Yes, that's it. 20 times more sugar. You don't have to write the word 20 as words. Just put it as a number. Beautiful thing about IELTS. Okay. Now she also gave us another statistics about quantities, right? Remember that? Can you remember this? Something confusing. Thank you so much, Ola. Thank you. It's another piece of statistics that's irrelevant to what I'm looking for. What I'm looking for is something to do with sugar, but not anything else. That's a very good thing by it's a trick that IELTS does. Gives you, if you're looking for quantity, IELTS speaker will give you a couple of quantities, but you're gonna have to know which one you're looking for. This tests how much concentrated you are. Yeah? Okay, let's look at the next one. By the way, when you highlight your keywords, you don't have to lock your eyes on the keywords only. Be careful. You're gonna have to keep following the speaker. So the speaker in the 3rd sentence is gonna go about fresh fruit and vegetables and servings. Mind you, he could go with the same order of the words in your sentence, or he could go about the servings first and come back to the fresh fruit and vegetables. So you're gonna have to be very vigilant, right? All ears with the speaker. Are you ready? Yes. Is this hard? Yeah. It's easy, right? I don't know, it's hard. No, not easy.
So in the short time I've been allotted, I'd like to run through some basic principles. Now, one of the most important things to include in our diet is fresh fruit and vegetables. The advice is that we should be aiming to eat 5 servings every day. It sounds a lot, I know, But you soon reach that if you have a banana with your breakfast, an apple at lunch, and 3 vegetables with your evening meal. Secondly,
right, 5 servings. All I have to do is just do number 5. Easy peasy, huh? Can't be any easier. Was that hard to pick up?
No.
Exactly. Following the speaker, keeping an eye on my keyword, picking up the answer. That's it for gaps. Okay. Now, any questions? Right. Let's keep going, guys. I would like you to keyword me the gaps number 4, 5, and 6, please. 4, 5, and 6, please. And let's just do the keywording for a second. Okay. Right, what about number 4? Drinks, yes. So there's gap drinks. So what am I expected to find? I mean, drinks is a noun, so I'm expected to find something, kind of drink or adjective to the word drinks. Yeah, that's the kind of thing. Right, what about the next one, number 5? Low fat. Yeah, exactly. Yeah, low fat or thing. If you look at the gap itself, it says low fat gap, right? So I'm looking for something that is low fat. That is the thing that you're trying to look for. Now, let's do number 4 together. Are you ready? Yes. All right.
most of us need to try and reduce our sugar intake. Remember that many processed foods and ready meals contain sugar. And the one thing to be especially careful about is carbonated drinks, like lemonade and cola.
Oh my God, you're so excited, guys. Just give me a chance. I can't pick up my breathing here. Okay, oops, let me just do that. So, what kind of drinks is that? All right, assuming that you don't know the spelling of which, it's always good to have a guess, right? Do you know the word carbon?
Yes.
Carbon... Yeah, that's it. Now here's the catch for you guys and I was listening to. Let's say that I'm not sure that I heard the word carbonated for all sorts of reasons. I lost concentration for a second or whatever. But I know it's carbonated, but I'm not sure how to write it. You can use paraphrases in ice listening. Yeah? Do you know carbonated drinks? You know, like cola and all that? That's what she said. You can say soft drinks. Yeah? Soft drinks is like fuzzy drinks or carbonated drinks. So you can use the word soft. I know that the guy didn't say it, but that's a good paraphrase. This is a good paraphrase to this word. Is it true? I swear to God, it's true. I'm not misleading you. I swear to God. I've never done this before. That's one of the ice tricks that you can do. If I have the risk of not being able or not knowing exactly how this spells, because you're going to get it wrong anyway, you're just going to get a paraphrase to that. Sorry. Are you alright? Okay, sorry. Okay. Good break, Malik. Thank you. Okay. Sorry about this. Keep sitting. Right. Okay. So, did you get my point?
Yes.
Yeah. Yes. You know, you can also have the word fuzzy.
Good.
Fuzzy drinks, soft drinks, all work. But you can't use the word healthy drinks. It's not healthy at all. It's not a paraphrase. You need a word that is a paraphrase. Yes, go ahead.
Can I use 2 words for a paraphrase?
No, and the examiner can choose the best. Yeah.
So the 2 words that explain the...
Yes. I mean, look at the look at the instructions right at the top of your question. What does that say? Use no more than 3 words and or a number. Right? Let me explain that to you. It says no more than 3 words and or a number. So, what's the maximum number of words that I can use?
3.
Word 1, word 2, word 3, plus a number. That is the maximum. I can do 1 word, 2 words, nothing, 3 words, nothing, or a number, nothing, or all of this, right? These are the maximum here. Yes, you can use this, but make sure that the grammar is okay. You can't say soft, fuzzy drinks. Wrong, yeah? You can't have 2 paraphrases back to back. That's wrong. Just choose 1, yeah? Okay, good. Any more questions? All right. What about the next one, guys? Number, what's that? Number 5. Okay. What's the key word there? Low fat. Yes. All right.
Actually packed full of sugar. So avoid carbonated drinks and choose water or fruit juice instead. It's better for you. Another thing to watch is your fat intake. Most of the fat in our diet comes from meat and dairy products. So try and stick to lean meat, poultry and fish, and make a point of choosing low-fat dairy products. Things like yogurt or skimmed milk. Oh, and don't buy hard cooking fat. Use sunflower oil instead.
Okay. I really like it when people know the answer. It's just like checking the spelling and start this discussion. But obviously, don't have this chance in the exam. But that's really good. So what's that, guys? Dairy product. Right. Okay. Dairy products. Now, I don't know if there is any paraphrase to this, like milk-derived products. I don't know. You can just say. I mean, you can say this possibly, but that would be too hard. Possibly, I don't know. It's dairy products. Yeah? Like yogurt. No, you can't say yogurt because she's referring to the whole bunch of products, right? But in one instance, out of stress, I had one student writing this as this. Dairy products. You know diaries? Yeah, it's not diary, it's dairy. So careful about these tiny little silly mistakes, yeah? Okay. Mind you, there is another plus in IELTS listening, and that's you don't have to worry about the correct spelling at the very beginning, or as you write, because for those who did the exercises, by the end of the 10 questions, you'll be given about half a minute, 30 seconds, to check your answers. So you can always go back and check your answers, check the spelling, gaps that are not filled and all this. Got that? Yeah. Okay, good. So, but we're trying to do things in a step-by-step manner thing. All right. What's the gap? Oh, sorry. What's the keyword on what's that thing? Number 6. Eggs a week. So what do I expect to find in the gap? A number. Right. Here we go.
Next, we all know that cholesterol is a bad word. It's found in meat and dairy products, of course, but don't forget that it's also in eggs. So limit the number of eggs you eat to 3 or 4 a week. That's what the health experts suggest. Now, just a couple more points.
Okay. 3 or 4. It's not only 4, it's 3 or 4. That's exactly what she said. Now, if I am to say 3 only, that's not good, because that's not the full answer. If I say 4 only, that's not good. You're going to have the full answer there. 3 or 4.
Sorry.
Yeah.
We write 3 to 4.
That's a really good question. If you say 3 to 4, that means 3, 3 and a half, 3 and quarters, right? 3, 3/4, 3. All right, whatever. That's 3 to 4. That's wrong. Yeah. It's 3 or 4. Full eggs. Right? It's just trying to be a little accurate about it. Yeah. Okay. Good. So far so good. Sounds really easy, guys, right? Okay. Now, can I ask you to find the keywords for number 7, 8, and 9, 9 and 10, please? It's okay. It's okay. Just guys, it's not all enough to. You need to highlight it, please. Do it the way I asked you to do. Good. Right. Okay. Now let's look into number 7. What's the keyword there? Lemon juice. Right. Now, can you read me the sentence? Because this is quite tricky here. Use instead. So what do I expect to find? Right, fantastic. Possibly. Now, this kind of analysis, you don't have to be a super cook, guys, or you're so much fun of, right? Okay, she said, use lemon juice instead, and there is the gap here for you, right? Now, I should expect a material that is equivalent to lemon juice. Am I not?
Yes.
Right. So I could expect some kind of a material that need to be used, or substance, need to be used instead of this. That's how you should lock your mind up on this kind of thing. Now there is a little kind of challenge in here, in that the examiner is going to go about, it's not going to go about, okay, use lemon juice instead of, I don't know, vinegar or whatever, yeah? Or, I don't know, water or whatever, right? He's not going to go through it in this wonderful kind of order of your keywording. He could go about this, then comes back to this, then, you know, kind of reshuffle it if you like. So you definitely have to listen to the full story, guys. Yeah? You're going to have to be extra focused. Remember, the main factor for success in IELTS listening is to stay 100% focused. Thank you, guys. If you have a problem in focusing, I mean, you're a heavy smoker, I hope not, or anything like this, or you're so busy-minded, thinking about so many things, forget about it. This is your own time. This is the exam time, right? Just do that. Are you ready?
Yes.
Okay.
Eat far too much salt, and that can lead to high blood pressure. So cut down the amount of salt you add to food.
Okay, let me play this again. Sorry about, so don't worry about it. That's right. Okay. Let me play this again, please.
Most of us eat far too much salt, and that can lead to high blood pressure. So cut down the amount of salt you add to food. When you're cooking, try using lemon juice instead as a way of enhancing the flavor. Finally, don't be tempted to skip meals.
Salt! Correct! Salt. Whoops. That's ladies' domain, guys, right? Yeah, that's the kind of thing. She didn't say use lemon juice instead of salt. She said salt is a big issue and then use lemon juice instead. Instead. I was expecting the word no. If you were like following the speaker on a step-by-step thing, she said use lemon juice instead, and then she stopped. What the heck? You know where the word is gone. So you gotta have to understand the meaning. You just gotta have to follow up. Yeah? You gotta have to get your eyes and ears locked on the whole story. Yeah? That's it. And keep in mind that I'm looking for an item to be used instead of this. An item. Not a person, not an object. It's an item to be used in this instead of this. The only item she mentioned throughout the whole conversation is the word salt. Yeah? Got that? Yeah. It's all about getting smart about it, guys. Yeah? So far, so good? Yeah. That was a bit hard in there. Alright? Okay, what about the Gavin number 8? So what am I expecting to find in here? Okay, possibly. Can you read the sentence for me? What's that say? A day, right? So it must be something to be done on a daily basis. Yeah?
Much better for your health if you eat regular light meals 3 times a day rather than just one enormous meal. Now, just for fun.
Yes! 3. No. I said, don't. Hold on. Just stay where you are. I don't care about people out there. They can go to hell. Alright. So, what was that?
3 times.
3 times. Yes. Okay. Correct. Wonderful. Fantastic.
Did I hear the word before 3 times?
Meals.
She said meals, right? Can you read the sentence again? What does that say? Try to eat. Yeah?
3 meals.
She said 3 times? 3 meals, or is it 3 times? Oh my God. She said regular meals 3 times a day. Did she not say that? Yeah. Okay, that's correct.
There is?
Yeah.
Instead of one enormous meal. Yeah, let me play this again for you. She's talking about the frequency there.
Try using lemon juice instead as a way of enhancing the flavor. Finally, don't be tempted to skip meals. It's much better for your health if you eat regular light meals 3 times a day rather than just one enormous meal.
I mean, you can't say to eat light meals 3 times again. You can say that, by the way, yeah? If you want to do it the full scale way, you can say, she said, light meals 3 times a day. You can definitely do that. 1, 2, 3 words and a number, definitely, that's correct. But when you say eat 3 times a day, that suffices, that is enough. Because this means that you're not going to eat, a piece of wood or chair. You're going to eat meals, right? So even if you use this only, that's more than enough, yeah? But you can do that too. That's no problem whatsoever. So far so good? Yeah? Alright, shall we do the next one?
Yeah.
What am I looking for in the next one? Most nutritious fruit. So I'm looking for a fruit's name. Yeah? Okay, there you go.
Now, just for fun, here's a question for you. What do you think is the world's most nutritious fruit? An apple, would you say? Or an orange? Well, you may be surprised. It's actually an avocado pear. You know, those dark green fruits you see in salads sometimes? Avocado pears contain...
Okay, people can't stop, can't wait. Okay, avocado, right? Okay. How do you spell that? Avocado. That's avocado, that's it. Was that alright? Avocado pear or avocado, was it? That's the fruit. Yep. Nice. Now, let's have a happy ending to this exercise before we take a break. How can I get to the 10th gap there? Okay, you see now there is a list of points, a list of things that she's going to go through. Now the good news is that she's going to go through these points in order. Yeah? Whenever you have a listing thing to be done on listing, the speaker goes through these points in order. So she's going to go through the 165 calories thing first. Then she's going to come up to your answer. And then she's going to finish off. But be careful. Can I just ask you, what's the key words in there? What can I mean, look at the second gap, right? Okay, it says like a gap here and said protein as much. What's that? As milk. Well, milk, whatever. Yeah? So protein as milk. So there's this as thing. So there's some kind of comparison in quantity comparison. So I'm gonna have to have possibly some kind of a quantity, possibly, or an item or anything. Yeah? It's good to build up the educated guess about the gap before you hear the conversation or pick up your answer. Ready? Yeah. Okay.
About 165 calories for every 100 grams. That's more than eggs or milk. They also contain twice as much protein as milk and more vitamin A, B, and C. Well, that's all I have time for now. And?
People knocking on the door at the wrong time here, right? Okay. Twice as much! Oh my god, you're super group here. Twice as much protein as milk. Absolutely wonderful. Well, I should have promised those who can pick this up some goodies or some gifts or anything, right? Okay, that is super. Excellent. Twice as much.
What do they mean, twice?
Quantity. 2 times as much protein as milk. Twice as much. Or you can say 2 times as much protein as milk. You can say 2 times as much. Wow, that would be 4 words. If you say 2 times as much protein as milk, that would be 4 words. Wrong. No. Wow, are you an engineer, man? Oh, these guys are so clever. I didn't think about it. You can say 2 times, you can do that. You can say number 2 times as much. Oh my lord. It's so bloody clever.
Could you repeat the last?
Yeah, I can do. Yeah, sure.
Eggs and milk. They also contain twice as much protein as milk and more vitamin A, B, and C. Well, that's all I have time for now. And yes, it's lunchtime. So
yes, it's break time for us. Okay, guys, right. How do you find this? It's okay, not bad, right? This is the first time you're doing gaps in there in a proper way. Look, what I care about for the time being, today and even next time we meet up, is to really get hold of the technique, yeah? Just get to know how to go about it. Then you can focus on getting the correct answers. Got that? All right, guys. Okay. Do you have any questions? All right. Let's take 5 minutes break, short break. 5 minutes, no more, and come back for more. Sorry about this. I'm gonna bring you a chair. Sure. Forget about this, man. Forget about it. What? Yeah. It's all right, man. I'm the leader here. Come on.
Enjoy your meal and be healthy.
That is the end of the section. You now have half a minute to check your answers.
لا ما في مشكلة بس مشان ما يقوموا بيقعدوا كتير.
أنا مصري. شرف معدين. تسنيم السيادة.
تسنيم السيادة.
نسيم.
تسنيم.
تسنيم. لو سمحت.
محمد جرائي.
تسنيم السيادة.
كتبته.
السيادة.
أحمد العاصم. محمد نبيل الحليم.
أخذ اسمه؟ مين ما أخذ اسمه؟ واحد أحمد
يمكن
لا ولا
ولا أكيد
فيني لاقي على اليوتيوب. بدي حل خلص بشوفها على اليوتيوب.
Okay, guys. Welcome back. Fresh and happy? Okay. Right, so can I ask you please to go on... we did these couple of exercises. I want to do something a little more challenging for you. Can't believe it, it's too easy. Yeah. Alright, page 22, please, ladies and gentlemen. Page 22. That is wasting energy, please.
Unit 4. Focus on listening 1.
Okay, wait a minute. Let's try and get to be a little familiar with this. I mean, if you look at the top of the exercise, on page 22, it says wasting energy. Now, can you scan the instructions very quickly, please, for questions 1 and 2? Scan the instructions very quickly. Okay, so what do you have to do? Yeah, exactly. You have a list of cities on the right. You have to fill up in the gaps and all this. Now, how can I... Now, there are no keywording to do here, but what can I do about it? I mean, look at it. Yes. See these little arrows underneath the column, the bars? Can you see that? So I have to really indicate what these columns are related to. Yeah? So, how can I find find my way towards the second one from the left? Are you following me?
Yes.
That's what I'm talking about? I'm talking about this column. How can I find, how can I...
The column must be between 10 and 15.
Yes, exactly. Take this kind of indicator thing, or the index to it, towards the axis on the left, and say, you can see that it's just above 10, right? Just above 10, under 15. That's the kind of thing. And what about what about the very last one on your right? So it's exactly right. These are the only ways you can really differentiate in between these bars. So are you ready for that? Okay.
Wasting energy. Section 3. In this section, you will hear two students, Susan and Peter, giving a presentation during a tutorial. In the first part, Susan talks about the problem of waste in cities. First, look at questions 1 and 2.
We've already done that.
Listen to the first part of the presentation and answer questions 1 and 2.
Good morning, everyone. Now, whose turn is it to do their mini presentation today? Peter and Susan. Okay. What topic did the two of you decide on in the end?
We thought we'd have a look at the problem of waste in cities.
Fine. Well, when you're ready.
Okay. One of the many problems about cities is that they create such an enormous amount of rubbish. I've got some figures here to show you. How does this thing work?
Press the on.
See, this is all just like needless extra information to stress you out for no reason. No, I mean, you can just keep on with those people. I mean, I know this is useless, but I'm looking for cities now with above 10, about 5, so that's what you need to concentrate on. But keep on, guys.
Right. Well, as you can see from the graph, New York produces about 15 million kilograms of waste a day. It's a world record.
But not exactly one to be proud of.
No. And Tokyo comes next with about 11 million. Basically, the richer the city, the more rubbish it generates. The thing is that in developing countries, much more waste is recycled, so there's less to dispose of. If you compare Los Angeles and Calcutta, for example, they both have roughly the same population, but Los Angeles produces about 10 million kilograms of rubbish, while Calcutta, a much poorer city, only produces half of that, 5 million kilograms.
You forgot to mention Mexico City.
Yes, Mexico City's huge, but it only generates about 7 million kilograms, less than half the figure for New York. Now, the big question is, What do we do with all this rubbish?
Blah, 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 blah. She keeps talking. I'm not interested. I'm not going to go for biology course or anything. I picked up the piece of information that I'm looking for. So what was that city? Second, at about 11. Tokyo. What's the letter for that one? E. So number 1 goes for E. Be careful. You are not supposed to write the city's name. It's the letter. Can you read the instructions, please, for me?
The name of cities, it's right the letter.
We need to stick to the instructions, right? I mean, normally you wouldn't lose it, but we have to stick to the instructions. I mean, what does the instruction say?
Write the letter.
Write the letters, right? Choose the letters. So I would just go by them, you know. It's always the case, guys. When you have lists and letters and all that, just use letters. You don't have to. Right, okay, what about that city in 5? Calcutta. No, Mexico City comes next, but Calcutta, it is A, correct. Calcutta with half of that, 5 million. She was a bit precise about this. Now, if you had missed this, you may have lost a concentration a bit, guys, right? You may have been drawn with the level of details and stuff. What's she talking about? Calcutta, Mexico, oh my lord, there's a lot of cities. But you're gonna have to keep in mind, what exactly am I looking for? I'm looking for a city with 5. That's all. Keep that throughout the whole exercise. So far so good? Okay, let's keep going, guys. Let's do the other exercise here on, questions 3 to 7. Can you see there is a table here? Right? The table? Yeah? Right, okay. Now, tables in IELTS go the same way as gaps, because you have gaps to fill up, right? Okay, so if I look at gap 3, now what do I expect to find there? Some sort of a time. Am I right? Because if you look across the column, it's like 3 to 12 months. Can you see that? 1 to 10 years, 100 years. So what I'm expecting to find in 3 is basically a time thing, a number, and the unit for that number. Must be like year, day, whatever, right? And a number. Now, if you look at the very top, it says time to biodegrade. Now, some people might really kind of freak out. I don't know what's the meaning of the word biodegrade. It's irrelevant. I don't care, because this is a technical word. Yeah? Biodegrade. I don't know what that means. No. Wait a minute. I don't want you to give me an answer. Now, if this technical word is very important to the answers that you're going to produce, the examiner will explain it to you. Because IELTS is not a technical test. It's not biology test or geography or economics. It is linguistic. So people come from all sorts of backgrounds. They might not know what that means. So if that's important, the examiner will explain it to you. If it is not, take it as it is. Yeah? Don't have to worry too much about it. Got that? Yes. Okay. So let's try and see what can be found in 3.
At the moment, most of it ends up on rubbish tips or buried underground, which is a terrible waste of resources.
In the second part of the presentation, Peter talks about the process by which materials break down or biodegrade. Look at questions 3 to 10 first.
It's alright, don't have to.
If you listen to the second part of the presentation, answer questions 3 to 10.
And there's another problem, which Peter will talk about. Over to you, Peter.
Thanks, yes, the other thing is that it can take an incredibly long time for rubbish to biodegrade, that is, to break down and decay. Just to give you an idea, food and other organic material is the quickest to biodegrade. A loaf of bread decays in about 20 days, for example, as long as the conditions are right. We throw away tons.
20 days, yeah, it's not bad at all. 20 days, all you have to do is just do that. Yeah? And keep on with the speaker. You're going to have to follow where he or she is, what kind of piece of information they're talking about. Was easy, wasn't it? Yeah. Okay, now, can I ask you to pick up the keyword for number 4? Number 4, please.
Condition.
Uh-huh. So I have gap, then conditions, right? Now, the guy's going to start talking about paper, There's this kind of time limit thing. And then comes the blah, 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 needs certain kind of conditions. So what do I expect to find here?
No.
It must be an adjective to the condition. Yeah, because this is a noun, so it must be looking for some sort of conditions. Do you remember this salt and lemon juice business thing, the trick here? You're going to find something like this here too, right? That is making it too easy for you, isn't it? Alright, okay. Be careful of the sequencing of the pieces of information the speaker is throwing at you. And if you are not sure of the spelling of the word that you picked up, try and do a paraphrase. Is that alright? Now, one final point here for you. Some people will go through the conversation and will pick up the word, but they are not sure about it. And the speaker goes on and gives you another word for another thing. They will choose the one that they know rather than the one that is right. Do you understand my point? So it's not about choosing the word or words that you know. It's the words that are right, that are mentioned correctly in this location by the examiner. So careful about it. Are you ready? Yes. Okay.
Of newspapers and packaging.
Sorry, let me just play this game here. Here we go, guys.
The conditions are right. We throw away tons of newspapers and packaging, and paper takes anything from 3 months to a year to biodegrade, but the conditions have to be damp. In dry conditions, it can last for decades. Metals take even longer, obviously.
The conditions have to be damp. Alright, okay. Now, how can I spell that? P?
P.
Okay, damp. Right?
They say damp, but we need to.
I think adjective.
Damp.
Yes. No, the word damp is an adjective, right? Damped, ed is an adjective. That's fine. Yeah. The word damp. What's that word mean? Right. Okay. It's just wet. Yeah. Okay. Now we mentioned the word dry.
Yes, because you mentioned decades to be biodegradable.
Right, okay. You must have heard the word dry.
Yeah.
He said, in dry conditions, it can take up to a decade. I'm not interested, do you know what a decade is?
Yes.
It's 10 years. But that's not what I'm looking for. I'm looking for 3 to 12 months. So that is the word. It's damp. If you're not sure about the spelling of this, you can always write the paraphrase. But you have to know this first to do a paraphrase. If you haven't picked this up, this is a hard one. It's alright, take it easy on yourself. Yeah? It's just training. We're still doing some training. This is the second time we're doing something like this, guys. So it's easy. Take it easy. But high level of concentration. Careful about this. Don't forget about the uptones that the speaker uses and the overall tone. But here when it comes to gaps, normally we focus on this because this is more helpful. Right, can I ask you now to do the keywording for the rest of the gaps in the table thing? Number 5 and 6, please. And 7. Okay, so what am I looking for in 5? Some kind of number, thank you. And the percentage that is related to what? Thank you, to soft drinks. Careful, it's not about any percentage, because the guy could go about so many number of percentages, but I am interested in those related to soft drinks. That is exactly it. And what about number 6? A material, yeah, a material could be, I mean, look at the top there, it says food, paper, metal, your material, and glass. Yeah, it's okay, it should be a material of some sort. And finally, number 7, again, time, but that is the minimum that I'm looking for. So I'm gonna dare and play the whole thing back to back, yeah, 3 gaps back to back, so I need you to pay extra attention to this. Now, before I do this, just one tiny little tip for you, ladies and gentlemen. You know the word domino? You know domino, the game thing? Yeah, if you hit one, the whole thing falls. Yeah. There is this risk in listening called the domino effect. What's that mean? Let's say that you missed gap 5 altogether for all sorts of reasons. So many untrained candidates will keep thinking about number 5. Just like rewinding in their brains and all that. They want to get it, they want to get it. But by the time they lost 5, the guy's already done 6, they will lose 6, and by the time they try and catch up, they will lose 7 too. That's a bad thing to have. So we really need to stop it. We need to stop the damage here. So what do you think you should do if you feel that you've lost the gap? Thank you. So what's your name? Osama, please. Forget about it, yeah? Forget it. It's not the end of the world, guys, yeah? It's alright. Leave it and eyes on the keywords of the next one. So as to really get back on track. That's it. Get hold of it next firmly again, right? Is that okay?
Yes.
So careful about it. Are you ready?
Yes.
Okay, there we go, guys.
Most, like tin or iron, can take anything between...
Sorry, we're talking about metal here now. There we go.
That can last for decades. Metals take even longer, obviously. Most, like tin or iron, can take anything between 1 and 10 years.
But that doesn't apply to aluminium, does it? And 80% of soft drink cans are made of aluminium.
No, that's right. Aluminium's a special problem because it doesn't rust. So recycling is really the only answer. And another major problem is plastics. There are 80 different types for a start. Scientists think a typical item like a bottle could take 100 years to decay. But as plastic has only been around for about a century, we can only really guess. And the longest lasting of all is glass. We know from archaeological evidence that glass can survive for at least 4,000 years, and who knows, maybe longer.
Thanks, Peter. Now, just to round off, I wanted to say a word...
Right. I hope no one was a victim of this.
No.
Right? Sure?
No.
I mean, it's not a problem if you lost one, but the point is, or the question is, have you managed to get back on track? That is the skill that you need to really get hold of. So, what's that percentage?
80%.
Okay, that's number 5. That's 80. Yeah? You don't have to do the percentage simple thing because it's already done for you. Yeah? Okay, what about number 6?
Plastics.
The materialist plastics, yes. Plastics. Wonderful. And last but not least,
4,000.
4,000 years. Correct. You have to have a unit for that time thing. Is it days? Is it months? Or is what? You gotta have to. Yes, years. 4,000 years. Hard one? No? Okay. You tired?
No.
Yeah, it's just the beginning, guys. You have another couple of hours to do. No way. All right. Okay. Now, look at the last set of questions, 8 to 10, please. Right. Okay. How many words am I supposed to produce here? One word only. You see the instructions? It's one word only. So careful about it. Now, this is a very good example of the domino effect here. Now, what you need to do, because I need to produce like a list of items or things in here, which is number 8, 9, and 10. So because it's a list, there is a high risk of this. Yeah? Now, there is a way out to this problem, and that is by using the so-called shortcuts. Do you know what shortcuts are? Yeah? Let's say, I mean, what am I being asked about this here? Was that factors of what?
The factors which affect the speed of decay.
Speed of decay. I don't know what decay is. It's just factors affecting the speed of something. Right. Let's say it's, I don't know, it's, let's say the word heat, or the word, I don't know, factors. Weather, for instance, the word weather, right? Okay. It's a rather long word. I could possibly, instead of doing this, I could say, okay, right? This is my shortcut here. The next one is, I don't know, temperature, for instance, right? Okay, for instance, right? I use my shortcuts because at the very end, when I'm given another 30 seconds, I can unbuzzle them or unlock them again. But make sure that you understand your own shortcuts. What? You're gonna have to really, there's no one single way. I mean, there's no one size fits all in this. You do your own shortcuts your way, yeah? So that's just the way. If it is like a big chunky word, you don't have to keep spelling it carefully because you don't have time for it. Ready? Yes. Yeah, shall we do that? Here we go.
Some of the factors which can affect the process of biodegrading. One is temperature. Things decay more quickly when it's warm, and more slowly in cool temperatures. Another factor is humidity. A moist environment speeds up decay. And the third is oxygen. That's a bit more difficult because some materials, like oil, need the presence of oxygen to break down, while others don't.
Okay. Good work, both of you. Now, are there any questions?
Any questions?
That is the end of the section. You now have half a minute to check your answers.
Obviously, I'm going to give you 10 seconds to check your answers, check your spelling. I mean, the last 3 questions are good, obviously. All right, now, can you give me the answers there? By the way, order doesn't matter here, right? But the first one was temperature. Yep, that's correct.
Humidity.
Humidity, yes. Humidity.
Oxygen.
And the final one was oxygen. Now, for the clever ones of you guys, you can't do the, O2 for oxygen. Why? Because it's not a chemistry test, ladies and gentlemen. It's a language test. So don't expect the examiner to know that. So use the proper word. Okay. One final bit of piece of information here for you. Can you see the capitalization that I'm doing here? Yeah? Because we're listing things, you start with a capital.
They care about this thing.
They do care. That's why I'm telling you about it. So you'll have no surprises in these things. We're doing capitalization rules on bit by bit basis, so don't worry about it. Yeah. Was that hard? How many of you picked these? 2 of these, right? Two. I mean, if you picked up 3, you have to raise your hand. Okay, that's not bad at all. That's almost every single one of you.
What's the spelling wrong?
So I take back my question, sorry about that. Oh my god, every single spelling is wrong? And you're laughing then? You should kill yourself. Sorry about that. Okay, I'll fix you out. Sorry? Sorry? Any question? Okay. So far so good, guys? Okay, that's it. No more training. Okay, close your books. That's fine. That's fine. Okay, now. We're gonna go through the skills book now, please. Okay. Okay, that's fine. I'm going to show you that on the board. For those, yeah, that's it, exactly. Just get that in the secretary, please, when you leave. Okay. Right. So, I'm just going to do some of those exercises. طيب, هنبلش بقصة vocabulary here. That's page 18, please, ladies and gentlemen. Page 18. Right, I'm going to take all of that off the board. So, can you go on to page 18, first of all? This is the so-called language review A. Can you see that? I'm just going to switch off some lights. Is that okay? No, that's better. Right, okay. Can you see that? Yes. Sounds clear? Okay, guys. Right. So that is language review A. Okay, ladies and gentlemen. Now, as you might have started noticing that some of the problems are to do with vocabulary and spelling. This is some of your problems. Let me just restate the main target of us, and that is in trying to score 7+ out of 9. To be able to get to that level, you have to work on your vocabulary too. Yeah. Now, in this book, the skills book, there is a wonderful, really kind of set of exercises just to get you refreshing and learning new vocabulary, but in an effective way. Remember, the last thing we want to do is to learn words and lists, and that is wrong. We're not going to do that anymore. Yeah? Okay, language review. Let me tell you how to do that. Now, as you can see, there are a bunch of exercises there. And this focuses mainly on the so-called couple of words coming together. That's the so-called collocation, right? So for instance, have a look at this exercise here. So you're gonna have to choose some of those here. I mean, let's say sports. What would you use for sports? No, that's the wrong thing. Sports center. Okay. Now you can't say sports exercise. You can't say sports program. Sports exercise is the Arabic version of this. You can use energy, physical. Can you see this word? Physical exercise. Now, you may not have known this before, but now you know it, yeah? So, what you can do, just like, look at this one. Competitive sports, yes. Training program. By the way, if you do the British spelling or American spelling, it doesn't matter. IELTS is a global test, it's not a British test. Got that? Okay. Energy expenditure. You may not have heard of this collocation before. This is really nice. Look at that. You know the word expense, expenditure. This is how much energy you use up. Yeah. Okay. But what should you do with this? Well, first of all, guys, you're gonna have to try the question. I mean, try and pull them up. Do as many mistakes as you want. It's all right. We need to scan your background on those. So I would rather fill them in pencil, possibly. Now, 2, I'm gonna have to check them. I mean, make sure that they have the what the right answers are. Now, right at the end of your book, ladies and gentlemen, there is a answer key to that. Can I have a look at your? Let me just see the physical book there. If you go all the way, page 140, what was that? 44. Yes, 146, please. 146, possibly, please. Yeah, can you see that? Let me just get that big and clear for you. That's the answer key, guys. That's the so-called answer key module A. Right? If you scroll down a bit there, you find this language review. What was that thing? Oh, there we go. Language review A, that is on page 18. Yeah, you check that, sports center, blah, 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 blah. Right? Okay? That's how you do it. So you're going to have to go there. Got my point?
Yes.
Okay. Now, what is exactly that we're doing, guys, here? We're working on our vocabulary. We're actually trying to improve it. I keep losing my eraser. All right. Like, having tried some of them, let's say that I tried this, try this, then check them, come back, do the right thing. Now, this is not enough to learn new vocabulary. Now you know new vocabulary, but you haven't learned them. There's a big difference in learning and knowing. Knowing, you now know it, but learning means how to use it in speaking and writing. That's what I'm trying to get to. Number 3, you're gonna have to choose the phrases that you like. Choose. Every single exercise, choose the phrases that you find interesting. I'm not saying you have to do them all. Choose the ones that you find interesting. I want you to choose the ones that you find interesting so that you can learn them easily. So for instance, I could relearn the word physical exercise, energy expenditure, and possibly this one, possibly. So I will choose and then list them. Right, what do I mean? I can either have a special booklet for those words or for those vocabulary and try and write them. So for instance, I can write the word physical, right? This is PH, not F, for instance. Physical exercise. I would write this on my special booklet, right? The other one was, I don't know, energy expenditure. Oh, okay, I check it. Come back here. Expenditure. Okay. Now I'm learning the spelling of which, and I'm learning the vocabulary. and I do the third one. If you want to go the extra mile, now doing this is enough. But if you want to go the extra mile, I can do some sentences using these phrases. Some people recommend for those who want to stay healthy to do a number of physical exercises possibly. If you can't come up with a phrase or a sentence, you can check these. I mean, the rest of the sentence, the rest of the exercise uses these phrases. If you don't like them, check them on Oxford. Just write physical exercise, or on Google, say example. Okay, physical exercise, or you can say sentence. Physical exercise on Google. And Google will produce you sentences. English, obviously. Yeah? Choose the ones that you like. Oh my God. That you like, and write them there on your booklet. So start building up your own vocabulary base. This is not enough. Look, guys, it's not enough to learn the word physical or the word expenditure. Wrong. You're gonna have to use it, learn it in context, so you can use it. Got my point? Now, that's exactly what you need to do. Now, as you can see, this exercise stretches all the way onto page 18. Yeah, that's the rest of the exercise on page 18. So do them all. And you have about 10 more sentences on page 19, please. Yeah? Just do the first 10 sentences on page 19. That's it. That's the first vocabulary training. Now, how much time do you think this should take you? Should be half an hour, and some people could take a bit more, but half an hour is alright. Look, guys, I am not interested in you doing step 1 and 2 only. I want you to get there. I need to see your lists of vocabulary and phrases. There is a big point behind this, guys. There is a very good point behind it. Because by the time we are done with the language reviews, there will be a time where you have to review your language reviews. I mean, have a look again at them. And the only way to look at them again is to look into your lists of vocabulary and phrases, not to do the whole thing times and again. Do you get my point, guys? Because I can see like you were staring at me. What? I don't want to do the work. Well, this is the best way to improve your vocabulary. So, if I were to go over the pieces of homework that I'm asking you to do, guys. Homework number 1. Language review, page 18 and 19. That's number 1. Number 2, let me give you some listening exercises. Don't you want to do that?
Yes.
All right. Can I have the physical book here? Can I just? Thank you. Thank you. Okay. I think we've done the one on page 24. That was the last one, right? Was that? Okay. 23, 24. So the next one is that on page 30, 39, please. 39. Okay. Skills book. Same book, guys. Skills book, page 39. And also we can have the exercise on page 47, please. Yep, thank you. And the one on page 47. Let me show you these. The 39. Whoops. Right, ladies and gentlemen, this is the first exercise. There we go. Whoops. That is the exercise on page 39. Oh, I can hardly see that possibly. This is the table thing, yeah? If I can take this off. Okay. And the other one was on page 47, guys, right? Not to miss it. Do I have to show you where that is? Are you alright? Should be alright, yeah? That's the exercise there. Okay, that's the other exercise. And now, as you can see, the one on page 47 is multiple choices. And so you have to use this technique of cross and check thing. Yeah? So be careful about it, guys, right? Okay. So far so good?
Yes.
Okay, and the last thing that I want to tell you about is the 1 hour listening thing, right? So number three is the 1 full hour of listening to possibly BBC 6 Minutes or BBC Radio. Yeah, that must be done on a daily basis. Is this too much? No. Should be right. How many hours did I promise you that you have to do on a daily basis? Oh, no. Yeah? 2 hours daily. That excludes the days where you have sessions on. So today you can do nothing but this. Tomorrow you do the rest and this. Unless you're brave enough to do all of them today, I don't know. I don't care about quantity, guys. I care about quality. Yeah? Okay, guys, thank you so much. Any questions? Well, I hope you enjoyed today. So see you next time. Take care. Thank you, Ola. Thank you. Try and join us on the Facebook. Oh, sorry about this. Yeah, okay. Oh, there we go. No, we can't do this. This is the center's property. Yeah, no, you have to have them in paper pack. No, you have to get them paper from the center. That's the policy here. Sorry, you can't do e-copies. I'm sorry about this, yeah? It's just the policy here. Yeah, but you have to have please, yeah? You need to follow this. I think this is transferring. This is a lot of megans there. I think this is going to take a lot of time. There's something wrong with it, right? Yes, please, no problem. No problem, you take care of yourself. Do you want to format it or something? Sounds like a virus thing. You don't know? Oh my god, you virused my computer. Thank you. Thank you so much. Appreciate your efforts. I stop lists, yes. Right click, format. Yeah, just give it yes. You're gonna kill everything there. You already killed it. Yeah, you're right. No, just wait. Yes, 10 pieces of vocabulary. Collocations. Any that you like. No, just take the vocabulary or the phrases and use them in sentences. I don't want you to do synonyms or anything like this, yeah? Okay, Ahmed. Hey guys, yes, please go ahead.
A friend of mine who came here and did a test with us. Do you remember her? Never mind.
I have a very bad memory for people.
Never
Trust
mind.
me, yeah.
You said that she has been to attend to an intermediate class. But she is so interested in IELTS. Can she join?
She can join us, but this is, well, she can try because the minimum level is upper. But if she's hardworking and she's so much willing, really?
She's like this,
yes, and you said
I remember that lady, yes.
More practice, more hours, more.
Yes, I can remember her.
Yes.
Yeah, and she scored higher than you did.
Yes,
No, you scored more.
I'm fluent than her.
You're more fluent than her.
She
She did score. Yeah, I can't remember your name, guys. Yes, she can. She can join us next time. If she really is adamant about this, she has to come next time. Otherwise, she's gonna lose out too much. Because even in the third session, I can go over the main techniques again. And all these sessions are recorded. They will be on YouTube now. Me only, not anyone being recorded. So she can actually follow those on the internet. Yeah.
So it's okay.
Yeah, she can. Yeah, but I need to see her after class if she's really has gone through a good experience. She's with me, like 80% of the things that I mentioned, she got them, 80% of that, or she's totally off. But I assume she can do. I can now remember her vividly.
Yes.
Yeah, why not? Yeah, sure. She can join us next time, no problem. Okay. May I ask you to ask the secretary to do it for you, because there might be something wrong with this too. The secretary, موجودين عندهم. They can download them for you, yeah? If you don't mind, yeah? Thank you. Because if this gets virus, you know, the center is going to charge us. I don't know, it's not doing it. Sorry. Yes, come along.
Thank you.
You are most welcome. Yes, please, come along.
Every day I listen to English about 3 hours.
3 hours.
Okay. Because my word is in English. Yes. And I deal
Your
with
job is
the-
mainly. Ah, really?
Yes.
Okay. You work for one of those international organizations?
Lebanese.
Lebanese. Oh, nice. Okay. So.
But when I listen to video or song without concentrate on the word or subtitle, on this subtitle, I read the words, different words.
Different than the way it is. Okay. So you mean that pronunciation or is not?
No, not pronunciation. Pronunciation, but يعني مو الكلمة الصح، يعني إنه بالعكس، يعني إنه مثلا كنت عم بسمع إنه أغنية إنه شو كلمة شوكولا، حكيت لك colors، بس هو لفظها بطريقة معينة.
Colors? Well, colors must be colors. Hey, I can see that your problem is to do with this. Hey, 1 hour listening. You need to work on بالexercises اللي عملناهم في mishearing things. Yeah, like hear a word that's totally different to the word that it is.
I did homework.
Yeah.
I need to listen twice.
Twice, okay. Well, twice is not good, but it's not a bad start, yeah? What I recommend you to do, sorry, your name was? Amal. What you need to do, Amal, is to work on this. Listen subconsciously, yeah? You have to pour a lot of listening in here. Pour it,
But
yeah?
every day I did
It's fine. Be patient with yourself, right? You have to be patient. And do not stop, as you listen, don't stop and think about every single word that is being said. Do you understand what I'm saying? Just get the overall idea. Don't get through the details and nitty-gritty detail. Got that?
Because I attend online courses, I need to focus.
How long have you been doing this listening? Are you listening to songs only, or?
Songs, news.
News, songs and all that. How long have you been doing this for? 2 years? Daily basis?
Yes.
Wow. So listening shouldn't be bad.
When I work in IT domain, you should concentrate on code. يعني شيء عم يحكي ما بتلقط شيء.
I see. So you totally go through the details of your work rather than just listening to things. Many listening as you walk back home or come back from wherever. يعني هدول القصة عشان ما يكون عندك concentration على laptops or computers, because these machines take all your concentration. If I were you, I would do it as I'm walking, as I'm going home, or as I'm doing things, but not computers, right? I would rather do that. Right? Would that be okay? So اعملي listening بهذا الوقت. واسمعي لهدول. معلش? This is a bit more IELTS educational أكثر هذا.